Oh, there you go.
Hi. So today we're doing the Western PA accountability slash what's going on thing, real estate meetup. And this first one's going to be much shorter, but I'm hoping as we grow that it'll get larger and larger. And I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what all this is going to in detail. And I was going to talk a little bit and give an example. So what I'm imagining is it will happen every 2 weeks. Every other meeting will be different. So like this one will be us talking about Pittsburgh in this case. But if other people want to talk about other cities and their problems, so we can all learn from what's going on in other cities, then we can all learn. And we can expand it out across the country as far out as we can, or we can keep it small. It's just it's all up in the air, and we're just trying to build something and just keep it going. And the other week would just be a straight accountability meeting, and we'll just hold each other accountable on what we're working on our projects, and that way, once a month we're having at least one of those meetings. So, any questions?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
No, sounds good.
So this one I was figured I would bring back up one of my older videos, but it kind of flopped. But I feel like the information is still kind of relevant, so I figured we'd talk a little bit about it, about why would you want to invest in Pittsburgh? And some of the biggest reasons is back in the '08 recession, although most of the country was heavily hit hard, Pittsburgh has always been at a city where it's always kind of held as property values and like it did dive in the '08 housing market crash, but it wasn't as bad as other cities. It's almost like an East Coast city that acts like a West Coast city, meaning that it's always continuously growing at like an average of 4%, even in the worst of economies. Granted, those years went down, but still averaged out, it's still at 4%. So that's one good thing. Another good thing is with the different types of businesses that are incorporating with each other, and even like the food market, for example, you know, there's always new people and new ideas and new facilities opening up here in this area. So there's always new houses being built. You have old houses, you have tiny little uh niches. So like I don't know why this came to mind, but over on North Side you have the Mexican War Streets, which is like a cute little town. It almost looks like something from Sesame Street, depending on where you're at. But and like each little borough has its own little area and stuff, and that makes it nice. And it's very easy to find a special like your niche in Pittsburgh. Like people fit in very well. It's a melting pot across, just people from all across the world and all across the country. It's a very nice city to live in. That's another good reason. Um, it's actually one of few markets in the country from when I was reading somewhere that the real estate agents are still able to make sales and make a living and not freak out with everything that's going on. So that was another good thing. One of the downsides is though, um, the mortgage companies are having trouble for some reason, but the ones that've been around forever, they're still holding on strong. So that's a good thing. Um,
Uh,
sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I had no idea that the mortgage industry was kind of taking a beating while the real estate agents are doing quite well. I thought that would just be like one and one together.
I think what the article was talking about is just because a lot of times we go with mortgage companies outside of the state and stuff, and it's just like a lot of the smaller ones that are like four or
Mm.
five people. It didn't really go a whole lot in depth, but I'm assuming that's what it's talking about because any of the ones I've ever talked to, they're like, "Oh yeah, well we're fine."
Oh wow. Okay. That's
Um,
that's
I've
pretty good. That's very interesting.
I found that insurance here in Pittsburgh is a lot easier than like Florida.
Oh yeah. Oh
Uh-oh.
yeah, like
Uh-oh. We got someone else joining.
look who it is. Mikey. He's probably busy.
Yeah, he's
Trouble's
eavesdropping on
here.
us.
Yep. Trouble is here.
Well, trouble might be the only thing that's going to be happening here soon. But yeah, so insurances are a little bit easier to work with compared to other states. Most of the time, as long as you don't have knob and tube and you have a good roof, it's very easy to get insurance here. Um, that's really about it for the example. And I just kind of want to talk about. Uh-oh, Mikey says he's in the boiler. Well, I hope they're not boiling you alive.
Oh, that wouldn't be good.
But yeah, this first meeting, I just wanted to break down what this group's going to be about, and hopefully we can build it and expand it out and make it bigger and bigger, and we can go from there.
Yeah. What's funny when you talk about the industries in Pittsburgh, there's actually I didn't realize there was a lot of different industries, especially like robotics and stuff like that.
There's a lot of
And
robotics. There's a lot of tech. There's quite a
yeah,
bit of banking. Everyone always thinks of steel, and steel is actually the thing that's leaving.
yeah, I know, right?
But medical is a big industry here. What is it? UPMC is the number one employer in the state, and their whole headquarters is in this area.
Okay.
So, and they have like Cynthia just walked away. She'd know the answer off the top of her head, but I want to say they have like five big hospitals in this area.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, because with my job, I work at a BNY, and they just hosted a panel about AI possibly going to Pittsburgh too. So I was like, this is
Okay.
kind of a whole like I feel like the city is trying to revitalize itself and like tech wise.
Pittsburgh in the night, and one of the things I've always been drawn to is it's not like I've been to New York City and I've been to a couple other larger cities. Pittsburgh is like a giant town. And it's nice in that aspect because you have the town vibe, but you're still in like a city.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that when I was there because each like neighborhood is very distinct and separate, but also like very close to each other. So they're all separated by like either a hill or something like that.
Hmm. Oh, here comes the person now. How many hospitals does UPMC have in this area?
UPMC?
Yeah, like big ones, not just like the
Yeah. So Presby and Waterford count as two hospitals, but they're one connected.
yeah.
They got Passavant, McGee, Mercy. That's it. There go five, and then they own Western Psych. That's specific to Psych.
Yeah,
That's not a major hospital. That's like a satellite.
yeah.
Still inpatient. And then they have East that's in Monroeville. So there's six. And then so that's if you want to go that far to Erie. So there's seven altogether. But they're international. They have hospitals in Germany and Italy and everywhere. There's seven in the area.
So there's seven major hospitals in the area going.
They bought Jameson
Wow.
Hospital too. I'm sorry.
Oh, eight.
Yeah.
That's just the big hospitals. It's not like they're like little plate
Within
2 hours.
60, yeah, that's everything that's within like 2 hours of here.
Yeah, and that's not even including like the small like places where you can just go get like your CT scans and or
Their surgery
your outpatient clinic stuff.
AHN has a lot more than they do. They have 13 hospitals too. They're more international than we are though.
Yeah.
Wow. So what you're saying is that if you're looking for a tenant to rent out, to look for someone who works at UPMC.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you got UPMC, you got Allegheny Health Network. There's I don't know. I'm not really the person to ask that question to. Cynthia's more the person to ask.
So like EHS is
Okay.
freaking huge here. But we have Excella Health is in Westmoreland County.
hmm
That's a whole health network in itself. Really the only other big one. Genesis. Genesis is going under right now, but ProMedica.
Yeah, but there's tons of medical in this area.
Healthcare Central. Pittsburgh is in the
A- a-
tri-state area. It's different.
A lot of procedures and stuff are developed here and then are implemented nationwide and then globally.
Wow.
Especially
It's funny
cardiac,
because
cardiac,
oh
stroke, and neurology. Yep.
wow. What's funny was I was
They're
talking to my
constantly
Uber
fighting
driver.
over cardiac too. So like the cardiac in this area is like second to none.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, like a lot of the research that I'm not sure if you could hear Cynthia, but a lot of the research that John Hopkins and what was the other one? Cleveland Clinic is used from their research.
Metastatic breast
Wow.
cancer clinic in the world. Like people that should die don't die. We're number one.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so help.
I was talking. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was talking to my Uber driver on my way to the airport, and he said that his grandpa drove all the way from Detroit to Pittsburgh to have his procedure there because Pittsburgh was really good from what he
hmm
said. So that was kind of shocking. But it's good because, if I don't think that industry is going to go anywhere anytime soon.
No, it's not going to go anywhere for a long time.
Oh, Steven, you're in Pittsburgh now?
No, I'm moving this weekend actually.
Oh,
So
nice,
yeah,
nice,
about time, dude.
man. No, I'm glad that that's
Nice, man.
evictions, man. Not it's not no joke.
Yeah, yeah, Jack. I heard you were going to an eviction too, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to sit down with the attorney, what was it, yesterday, but then he
Okay.
got called out to the courthouse last minute, so we're going to speak on Monday now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I'm.
hoping it doesn't get drawn out as bad. It lucky for me, it's in a different county other outside of Allegheny County,
Oh,
so
that's good.
it might be sped up a lot faster.
Mhm.
But my big thing is I'm going to talk to the the attorney and just say, look, I really don't want to have to appear in the courtroom unless I really have to, and I just want kind of him to handle the whole thing. And it's not because I'm mad at the tenants, but it's just because this is one of those situations where I'm afraid of my heart getting in the way of the of what's better for the business. So I just want
Mhm.
him to handle it and me not be a part of it.
Yeah, I would agree with you. The least amount of interactions you could have with the person you're evicting, the better, because it's just awkward when you see him in court, man. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I would rather pay the extra money and just have him represent me and just not even be a part of it. And honestly, if we could work something out that they can get caught up, I might think about keeping them, but it's every year that they run late at this time of the year. And
Ooh.
I can't I can't keep I can't keep dealing and floating them and trying to work with them. It's just I'm what kind of got me is they're right at the end of the lease. And this all started happening. It's just like, well, I can't say we're not renewing you because you waited too long to start doing this. So I literally have to do an eviction.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to be firm but fair. If they didn't renew in the time that you gave them to, then it just has to be that way. And I kind of wish I did the same thing, be firm and fair, because honestly, I thought working out with the tenant would be a good idea, but turns out it wasn't. It dragged this on a lot longer than it needed to be. Like
hmm
I probably could have been done with this in July, but it's November now. So I guess the
That's
earlier you start it, the better is what I think.
Yeah.
I agree too. I was being kind of, I was just letting the tenant pay late over and over. And then I think Dion was telling me, yeah, you kind of trained them. You trained them to pay late now. So yeah, so I kind of made that mistake as well.
Yeah. Well, we're all united by evictions. So
Yeah. I knew it was going to be a matter of time. I'm just, I don't know. It's not something I'm looking forward to. Let's leave it at that. It's
nope, nope. And for anyone who's watching this in the future, I wish it not upon you, but just be prepared.
Yeah. So Jack, you're
But
gonna post this on your channel?
I'm going to post this on the channel, and I'm going to shoot a copy of it over to Zuber to see if he's going to post on his channel, because
Oh, okay.
he was asking me a bunch of questions about it, but then I never heard about it or heard back from him. So I don't know if he's interested or not. But I fear if worst case scenario, just stay on my channel and we can do this bi-weekly talking about Pittsburgh or other cities or accountability meeting, just depending on how it falls.
Okay.
Oh, that brings up the homework assignment. So
oh
since the
no,
next time in 2 weeks is the accountability, have a list of 10 things that you want to work on and circle the one that's most important, and then see how the others are impacted by you completing that one thing.
Wait, does it only have to be real estate or can it be anything?
It could be anything. You can look at the one on the school community I posted. I'll as an example, I think the first one I put on there was become healthy and lose weight.
That's mine, dude.
oh
That's
no.
me. Me too.
Yeah, I need to go to the gym too, man. I've been slacking.
I thought it's
Yeah,
funny the other day. You know those stupid shorts and stuff. I've been watching a lot of people like lose weight and stuff and become healthy and stuff. And I keep getting these ones that say, "Would you rather for $1 million?" And it's like these horrible, horrible things. Be like, you know, just like in the gym, like horrible things. Mark, now why would you want to make less fun of people? That's why everyone likes you.
exactly, man. Don't change.
If they don't understand you, then they don't need you. But and the very last one, the one made me laugh so hard. Is like bench press the third person that is on your list, and I looked at on your share, and the third person is like literally like the smallest person of my friend's contact list. I was like, I could bench press 110 pounds. Yeah, that's easy.
Let's go. Accomplished one task already. Yeah, oh man, for me, if I'm like being really serious about it, would probably be to find a job that just makes me more money. But I don't know, man. I don't know how long that's gonna take.
I just DoorDash, cook,
Or that, yeah.
your regular
Yeah,
W-2, a second W-2. You'll
I
be
could.
W-6ing here anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about well, I started actually doing some photography, so hopefully I can use that for like people who want to have pictures taken of their real estate properties, but I haven't started actually doing that. I've just been slacking really bad on that.
This guy, I've been talking to since we haven't talked in years, but we went to high school. The photography actually got us talking to each other again,
Well,
and
nice.
he's showing this beautiful picture of like this woodpecker up like a red-headed woodpecker. It's upside down, hitting a tree. And
Yeah.
anyway, I told him, it's like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about taking my camera with me also hunting, because I gave him an example. It's just like, because the other day I had a squirrel. It like hopped up on my backpack and it just looked at me like, hello, I'm cute.
Yeah.
I was telling him, I was just
Oh,
like, if there was a dialogue between me and that squirrel, this is how that dialogue would have went. Hi, hi, friend, I'm cute. You should give me your peanut butter sandwich. Don't pee on my backpack.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Those squirrels are unpredictable. But oh man, speaking of squirrels, did you hear that one story about that one squirrel in New York?
No.
Oh, so like, um,
Peanut.
yeah,
They
Peanut,
did it for
dude.
Peanut.
I think Mark would know this story better than I would.
Peanut and Fred. Everybody forgets Fred the raccoon.
You never heard about this, Jack?
I
Jack.
literally just heard about Peanut and Fred today, but like I don't know why they're famous.
Basically, Peanut is like a this social media squirrel that he was like almost like a pet to this person on his page and all that. You can see him like a pet, like sleeping with him, playing with him, feeding him, all this, and then there was like I don't know exactly what's a complaint or you're not supposed to have a pet or a squirrel can't be a pet in certain places and just so happens this place and so basically they went in guns a blazing and went into this guy's place and took his squirrel, man, and they put it under.
Yeah, it was so sad, man.
Yeah. And
Like,
that's why when she gave the speech too, there was like a squirrel, right, that ran across the um stage.
oof.
That's why my Facebook post was about the that white whenever it's your time you come back to life kind of thing.
That's so funny.
That's part where I saw Peanut.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
they did it for Peanut. There were so many memes, man. They did it was all for Peanut. Make
yeah.
America it was make animals safe again or make pets safe again.
There you
Pet
go.
lives matter. Pet lives matters.
That's so true. Yeah, I mean, no, I think photography would be really cool, especially on like when you're hunting or fishing or stuff like that, because like people don't realize like I think right now this is like the perfect time, well, one of the perfect times to visit because I've been talking to a whole bunch of my coworkers and it's like prime time fall, so like everything should be like yellow, orange, and
Mhm.
stuff like that, which is really cool. I really want to check out the mountains when I move there.
Hook's Forest is the place you want to go and check out.
Oh, what was it called?
Hook's Forest.
Hooks
Yeah,
Forest. Okay.
it has some of the oldest pines. I don't know if it's I don't want to say it's the US, but it's definitely PA. Like
Hmm.
they have pine trees that are like almost 200 years old.
Wow, that is cool. Wow.
And then if you're coming up this weekend, if you hurry, Kinzua Bridge might still be open.
Okay.
Um, there's a little museum attached to it. It'll explain better than my 30-second definition, but it was built like right around the time of the Civil War. It was like considered the ninth wonder or 10th or 11th. I don't know how what the order is.
Mhm.
Whatever the wonders are of the world, one off the list. But because it was built entirely of iron and it sits higher than the Statue of Liberty for the longest time until the trains got so big and heavy that they had to or switch it out to steel. And then what, like sometime around 2008, I want to say 2008, 2012, a tornado came in and ripped half of it or apart. But
Ooh,
at that point, the trains weren't really using that anymore because they were just so big and overwhelming for the bridge, even as steel, that they were just going around. So they then changed it to a overlook where you can walk out on the part that's still there, and they have a giant like floor like glass floor panel that you can look at the very end down at the floor and stuff.
that is cool. I gotta check that out, dude. What? That is really cool. I gotta check that out, man.
Yeah, I went
I-
there, what was it back during muzzleloader season, and it was like the peak of foliage, and it was really nice.
how do you spell it? Kinzu Bridge.
KINZUA.
Okay. Okay. Kinzula. Okay. Wow, dude. Yeah, like this stuff, like I would never know it if I didn't talk to you, man. Thank you.
But if you're going to beach or yeah, beach view, Raccoon Creek State Park is a good place for kayaking. I don't care for the camping there as much. I really don't.
Mm.
The Rangers kind of always have a bug up their butt.
Oh no. Okay.
But there are so many other campgrounds within an hour of Pittsburgh. It's insane.
Yeah, I was looking at the map. I was like, man, I got a truck and I don't mind camping in my truck, so I would like to do that at some point. Especially like go maybe make a trip one day to Allegheny National Forest just to check that out.
So those two places I just told you about,
Yeah.
they're connected to the Allegheny National Forest.
Oh, that's even better.
They're just on two opposite ends. The one is almost the Kinzua Bridge is almost all the way up into New York on that half of Allegheny National Forest, and Cook's Forest you almost be driving through at the very beginning of it.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. That is awesome. Maybe I can make a whole day trip out of that.
Yeah, you could probably do a weekend, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, because like from Pittsburgh to Allegheny, I think it's like 3 hours, 4 hours, or something like that. Which isn't too
S-
bad.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I can go out there, shoot some of my guns, see how it is.
Well, I think for this episode we'll wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in.